They dragged me across the metallic corridor, my boots scraping the floor as two massive guards held me by the arms. Their skin shimmered a faint red, ridged and plated like armor. I had seen their species from a distance once before. Up close, they were terrifying. The Crovath, a warrior race known for strict discipline, zero tolerance for humor, and absolutely no patience for humans. Of course, I had somehow been the lucky idiot to stumble into their restricted zone. In my defense, our ship's navigation systems malfunctioned, and my escape pod dropped straight into their territory. They didn't accept accident as an explanation. The guard shoved me forward into a circular chamber. The air crackled with energy, like static electricity clinging to my skin. At the center of the room stood a platform, but that wasn't what caught my attention. It was her, the alien commander. Tall, imposing, her posture sharper than a blade. She wore a high-collared armor-like suit that wrapped around her with ceremonial elegance. But her eyes, those were colder than deep space, glowing a piercing violet that seemed to see through everything. Commander Vyra. Her voice echoed with controlled fury. "Human," she said, stepping forward. "You trespassed into Crovath sovereign space. Explain yourself." My mouth was already dry, and my heart hammered against my ribs. It was an accident. My ship malfunctioned. I wasn't trying to spy or attack anyone. Silence. Her tail flicked behind her like an irritated whip. I froze. Two guards shoved me onto the platform, locking metal clamps around my wrists. I didn't fight it. Fighting would only make things worse. Vyra circled me, assessing me like I was an insect pinned under a microscope. "You seem fragile," she murmured. "Human bones break easily. Human emotions crack even faster." I tried not to swallow hard. I failed. She stopped directly in front of me. "Your fear is obvious," she said. "But fear is a reasonable response. You stand before the highest blades of the Crovath military. Before judgment." And then, a sound burst from me. A short, involuntary laugh. Not big. Not hysterical. Just a soft, nervous chuckle I'd been trying extremely hard to suppress. The temperature in the room seemed to plummet. Vyra's head tilted slowly. "Are you laughing?" The guards tensed. The hum of the room's energy intensified. I was dead. Absolutely dead. She stepped closer until her face hovered inches from mine. Her voice was low, dangerous, almost like a growl. "Explain yourself. Now." Why is a human laughing in the face of alien judgment? Her eyes narrowed. "What is so amusing about your impending execution?" I looked her straight in the eyes, and I laughed again. Not out of courage. Not out of defiance. Just pure stress. Her tail went rigid, and I realized something. She had no idea what nervous laughter was. I swallowed, trying to breathe. "Commander," I said carefully, "I'm not laughing because I think this is funny. Humans, we laugh when we're scared." She blinked. Once. Slowly. "Scared," she repeated flatly. "Humans respond to fear with laughter?" "Well, sometimes. Not on purpose. It just happens." Vyra stared at me like I had confessed to swallowing uranium. "That is illogical." "Trust me, I know." She folded her arms. "Explain. In detail." Middle. An unexpected discovery. The clamps released. The guards stepped back, watching me like hawks. Vyra gestured to a low metal seat across from her. "Sit." I sat. "Begin." I sighed. Humans laugh when we're nervous, stressed, overwhelmed, afraid, even when we're embarrassed. Vyra frowned deeply. "That is inefficient." "Tell me about it." "But it's part of how we deal with pressure." She leaned in. "Laughter is supposed to be joy. Your species confuses its own signals. Pretty much. Her eyes narrowed thoughtfully. Show me. I blinked. Show you what? The laugh. You want me to laugh on command? Yes, she said sharply. Demonstrate your species' stress reaction. I exhaled slowly. What a bizarre situation. But she wasn't joking. And Crovith didn't like waiting. So I tried. I forced an awkward, stiff laugh. Vira's eyes widened slightly. That sounds unhealthy. It feels unhealthy. She circled me again, slower this time, studying everything. My breathing, my posture, my heartbeat. I had no idea she could hear my heart pounding, but her ears twitched every time it sped up. You aren't afraid right now, she observed. Very. And yet your lips curve upward. Your voice makes such a sound. Yep. She shook her head in disbelief. You humans are absurd. For some reason, that made me smile for real. That smile, she barked, pointing. You are still scared and confused and tired. And you smile because your reaction is kind of funny. Vira looked personally offended. You find me humorous? No. No. I just mean... My voice trailed off as she approached again. She stood so close I could see faint patterns shimmering beneath her skin. Human, she said quietly, describe this laughter sensation. I hesitated. It's like tension releasing. A way to cope. A way to survive something overwhelming. Vira looked down, thoughtful. We do not have this. Crovith do not release tension. We channel it. How? She placed a hand over her chest plate. Through combat. Through discipline. Through the blade. I nodded slowly. Humans aren't that structured. She studied me another long moment. Laugh again, she said. Commander, I. Do it. So I laughed. Not forced this time. Just a small, genuine chuckle at how surreal this was. And something flickered across her face. Wonder. Pure, unfiltered curiosity. She stepped around me to get behind my chair, then leaned close to my ear. Your sound softens your fear. It helps ya. And you do not fight the fear. You allow it to exist and release it through a gesture of joy. Well, when you put it like that, it sounds a lot more poetic than it feels. Vira circled back around in front of me and crouched down, eyes level with mine. Teach me, she said. I blinked. Teach you nervous laughter? Yes. That's not exactly something you can just. Teach me, she repeated, firmer this time. We do not fear easily. But I must understand. If we face humanity again, either as allies or rivals, I must know your weaknesses. It's not a weakness, I said quietly. Vira paused. It's a survival strategy. Her pupils expanded. A survival strategy, she repeated softly, almost reverently. Not a flaw, not chaos, a choice. Well, kind of. She stood again, her voice shifting from curiosity to command. I want to see it. Not forced. Not imitated. Show me true human laughter. That will be hard. Then make it easy. She turned to her guards. Leave us. The guards hesitated, clearly concerned, but obeyed. Now it was just me and her. Vira walked to a console, pressing a few holographic symbols. The lights dimmed softly. A quieter hum filled the chamber. Begin, she said. How do you expect me to? She suddenly snapped her fingers. A small drone popped from the ceiling, projecting a hologram behind me. I glanced back. It was me, running, screaming, flailing in zero gravity like a panicked squirrel. Oh God, I muttered. Why is that recorded? Vira's lips twitched. Your ship's security feed. We intercepted it. I stared in horror as holographic me slammed into a wall, bounced off, and spun uncontrollably. Vira tilted her head. Was this your attempt at piloting? I groaned. I was trying to fix a malfunction.